Hello! It's Feel Good Friday! Hi, Lily! Yay! It's Feel Good Friday! She got that Snoopy Snoop. She's a good girl. Hi, everybody! It's Friday! And boy, has it been a week. Thank goodness for my Feel Good way, right? I don't know if you know about Mercury retrograde or not, but my life is a really good example of Mercury retrograde this week. It's crazy. Thank goodness for my feel good way. Let's start with an Evocize. So those of you who are new, an Evocize is something that feels good and shifts your nervous system from being stressed to being relaxed, like that. So just prop up your phone, get your hands free, and do what I do. Just put your fingers on your temples, and it's not a slow and meditative thing. Make circles there, doesn't matter what direction, and then just move those circles back towards your ears, and where your ears and your head hook together, and then when you get to the bottom, you're going to drag your fingers down your throat past your collarbone. And just take a deep breath. How do you feel? A little better now? Now it's easier to pay attention to what I'm saying, right? So that's Evocize number 1. Evocize number 2 is just some quick taps right behind your ear. So find behind your ear and there's a hard spot. Now just go back a little tiny bit and there's a soft spot. And that's the place. And you just tap right there. And I'm telling you, it really helps. I call Evocize number 2, the other name for it is the reset button. So if you've got something that's going around and around and around in your head, that's the spot, baby. Just hit it. And what do you do if that doesn't work? Try it again. And what do you do if that doesn't work? Try the other side. Sometimes the nervous system is going wacko on different sides. I feel like this is directly vibrating the nervous system. And I don't mean that as an esoteric term, vibration, but physically, you're vibrating it. And if that one doesn't work, there's one right in the back of your head, right about there. And what do you do if that one doesn't work either? What if you're so spun up that you just keep coming back? Well, then you're going to do Evocize number 1, because Evocize number 1 always works. And so back to Mercury in retrograde. So it's an astrological term. It's even in the Farmer's Almanac, so it's not just a hippie thing. And I never had heard of it. I'm not a real big astrology person. I do have some people in my life that are excellent astrologers, if you've ever wanted to have a reading done. But my old friend Cindy Ray, when I had my spa here in Salt Lake, I'd be like tearing my hair out, and she'd come in and she'd say, "Hey, how it's going?" And normally everything's going pretty good in Margot's life, right? Except I would be like, "Oh my God, I'm about to jump off a bridge," because it felt like everything was going wrong. And she'd say, "Well, don't worry, Mercury's just in retrograde." So what retrograde, and then after she had done that, like, 2 or 3 or 3 or more times over a couple of years, I finally went, okay, I need to know more about Mercury retrograde. And most importantly, I need to know when it's happening. So it went into retrograde on Monday, and it's going out of retrograde. I started putting it in my calendar. Mercury's out of retrograde on the 23rd. So 26 days, almost a full month of Mercury in retrograde. And so what that means is, the planets have an orbit around the sun, just like we do. And when it goes on the backside, it seems like it's going backwards, right? And so that's what it means by retrograde. It's not really going backwards. It just seems like it. And Mercury rules communication and mechanics. So if you like write out an email about somebody to send to somebody else and then you accidentally send it to the person that you didn't want to send it to, that's a classic communication error. I believe more of those happen during Mercury retrograde. Mechanics. My car electrical system is whacked out, and even though I bought a new battery, that didn't fix it. My brand new mini split is not heating, and it's really my only heat source in my living room and my kitchen. I don't have a furnace. My what else? My plumbing. I've had in the last couple weeks almost $1,000 worth of plumbing done. The second one was only supposed to take about an hour. It took him 5 hours to get this tube out. Let's see what else. Yeah, so that's just the kind of stuff that happens during Mercury retrograde. It feels like everything is breaking. And nobody wants to, so now I've got all this communication to do, calling, the mini split people, all the different people involved. Everything is whacked out. So anyway, I didn't really mean to go into all that, but one of the things that I always try to get across is my life is not perfect. I got shit going on in my life just like you do. The difference is thank goodness for my feel-good way. So yesterday, I was doing this a lot. Lily, come here. I was doing this a lot. I mean, a lot. It was a big day. Lily, come here. Hey. Lily, just now this minute, discovered that there's another dog that lives next door. They don't usually go out the front. I'm not sure what they do with him, but she just saw him, and there's a dog that lives next door that she had never seen until just now. So she is definitely needing some feel-good way stuff. Is that girl gonna need some feel-good way stuff? She's a good girl. She's a good girl. So, Evo size. So, when I first learned this stuff, I used a timer, and I was actually at a physical therapy appointment yesterday, and they have the same timer I used to use long before, we had these fancy smartphones, right? So I took a picture of it. It was like all these memories flooded back in because I used that thing every 5 minutes for years before I got my first smartphone. Loved that. And that's how I reset my nervous system, is by doing anything that feels good so frequently that my nervous system, my brain finally understood, oh wait, she doesn't want to be stressed out all the time. Let's give her some rest and digest instead. Does that make sense? So it's a gorgeous day. I've been working really hard on my basement, and I was planning on doing the video down there today, and I got everything all cleaned up and set up, and then I was like, it's too gorgeous of a day. I need to be where there's a lot more light. And I kind of wish I was outside because it is gorgeous out there. And we're into fall, so we don't have a whole lot of the warmth that we have. It's sunny like this a lot of the winter here. So I'm grateful for that. So are we ready to dance? I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here. So today, we're going to be alive again. Are you ready to be alive again? This is Trey Anastasio Band just a couple weeks ago at New Haven. So, get up and dance with me. To be alive again.
So you say and turn away.
So do what I do. I'm going to do half a body full massage.
Summer's coming and I like it with you. 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 Summer's coming and I like it with you.
So notice I'm using two hands. I'm massaging half my head, and now I'm dragging it down. Do my ear too.
Summer's coming and I like it with you.
Summer's coming and I like it with you.
Summer's coming and I like it.
Keep dreaming about summer, baby.
Summer's coming and I like it with you. Summer's coming and I like it with you. Summer's coming and I like it with you.
Drag it towards your heart.
Quietly you say to me, the time has come for you to be alive. Quietly you say to me, the time is right for you to be alive again. Summer's coming and I like it. Summer's coming and I like it. Summer's coming and I like it too. Summer's coming and I like it with you. Coming and I like it with you. The time has come for you to be alive again.
How's that feel?
For
You to be alive again.
The time has come for you to be alive again. The time has come for you to be alive again.
Snoopy landed on the kitchen table. So compare the side that we just massaged with the other side. And keep dancing. And now your challenge is, for the next hour, while you're just walking around in your life, try to get that other side done. You know, all of this I showed you in one fell swoop. However, it doesn't have to be all that. You can just, while you're standing in line at the grocery store, do a quick one of these, right? Nobody's gonna notice, you know, and then drag it off, right? That's an important part of it. So, I love you. I need your help though. Can you please share this video, like it, comment on it, share it, Google, and I actually got YouTube actually took one of my Feel Good Friday number, I think 44 or something like that. They took it off because it goes against their community standards. I think it's the part where I squeeze my butt. So they're not being good to me. I need you to share it so that they understand that people want to see this stuff. Got it? Have a beautiful week, everybody. I love you. Mwah. Adios. Dile adios, Lily. Dile adios.